is this thing on? I thought I wanted subs until yesterday. Then I realized it's a bunch of people I don't want on my page. It's a bunch of people I don't want on my page. I don't want soft people on my page. If you are easily offended, I am definitely the wrong person. We live in such a weak ass era that people label you off one thing. I've been called everything. I'm the only woke sellout in the world. I'm the only Umar Johnson fan that people call a coon. Like because I hold everyone's feet to the fire and people don't like it. I see people saying, "Oh well, I want to see how people can defend this and spin it into a good thing." Why do they have to try to do that? Why do people have to try to defend it or spin it into a good thing? Why can't it just be a bad thing like he designed it to be? He wanted to piss you off. Kanye knows that the world is soft now. He knows the world's weak. He knows you can wake up and be triggered alone. You could be a single man or woman with no kids, nobody there. You don't even have to have a dog, and you can get on your phone and be triggered. Kanye knows that you don't even have to speak to people in this society to trigger them. You know how many of y'all don't know Kanye? How many of y'all don't know Ye? Would never meet him, but you hate him? You're mad at him today? My question is this. What else? What else? Listen, is he now more anti-Semitic because he said what he said about Hitler? Or is he still the same title that said he was before? What is it? Is he now more anti-Semitic? I'm seeing people say he should go to jail for what he said. He should go to jail for what he said? Really? He should go to jail for what he said. He should go to jail for what he said. If that isn't the 1800s, I don't know what is. He should be in jail. Yo, this guy knows he's pissing people off on purpose. YouTube deleted one of my videos before. You know what I was doing in that video? Pissing people off on purpose. And it worked. Pissed off YouTube. I didn't want to piss off them. So I want that video still up. So I want people to hear everything. I'm not going to repeat none of it. Yeah, he knows how to pull your finger. He knows what pisses people off. We live in a society of people where if you don't relate to someone else, a lot of people aren't nothing. A lot of people, if you don't have a trauma to relate to, you ain't nothing. A lot of people are nothing without a trauma to relate to. Some people, the only reason you know who they are is because there's some head of some organization to stop something happening to people. And that's a good thing that people are head of organizations to stop things happening to people, but you wouldn't know who these people are without that trauma. Most people can't stand out. So the question is he now more anti-Semitic? For getting on camera and saying the most egregious things. You know how to piss people off that you got a problem with. You know exactly how to piss people off you got a problem with. You know what to say when somebody you have a problem with is going to get the most upset. What else could Ye say? What else could he say? He's not done talking. What else could he say? I'll tell you what else he could say. He said it, and you're mad. You woke up upset, pissed off. Now people want him jailed for his words. Somebody got to tell me how the First Amendment works. I just don't know no more. We don't have one. I know that, but I'm saying for the one that is still written down, like how does it actually work anymore? Seeing people online mad about this is a mental health experiment. It shows you how weak people actually are. You let someone who's already been labeled anti-Semitic trigger you by saying something anti-Semitic. Isn't that what he's supposed to do? You said this what he is. You called him this. He's not. He's going all the way in with it. He called himself a Nazi and said that he loves Hitler. What else could you do to piss off a Jewish person? Nothing. He's going all in with this. And it's working. I watched it work. Everyone's mad again about the same thing. What's the definition of what's y'all's definition of insanity? Doing the same thing, expecting different results. Well, y'all are back calling Ye anti-Semitic. That's why the people who are saying he should go to jail sound insane. Because you're doing the same thing, but expecting a different result. What result are you expecting out of Ye? What's supposed to happen at Ye right now for what he said about Hitler? Who's dead? What did he say? What's supposed to happen to him now? What's the punishment for being anti-Semitic again? I guess he's a habitual offender, anti-Semitic. Now what? Cancel him? What's next, America? What do we do? Hmm? I'll tell you what I'm about to do. I'm about to watch some people be mad about it and not be mad like them. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you what was also going on around almost around the same time as the Holocaust. Jerry Jones. Yeah, he's just running his mouth. Why does it matter? In the grand scheme of life, with your adult self who should be mentally stable, a lot of people aren't. Why does it matter? If it didn't matter that it was dual county voters, it was dead registered voters in the last presidential election, dead people voting. If they didn't matter, why does someone dead matter now? People know how to piss you off. They know exactly what to say to you to make you upset. I don't know if he meant what he said or not, but I know why he said it. And all of the people saying, "Let's see how you try to make this into a good thing," are idiots. He don't want you to make it into a good thing. He wants it to be a bad thing. He wants people to be upset at that. He wants people to be upset at that. We know that y'all can't do it. Couldn't do it if you could do it. You might want to, but you couldn't if you wanted to. This is the equivalent of a white person getting on a media platform and saying, I respect slave masters. After being called out for being racist. After being called out for being racist, ostracized by black people, canceled by black people, they get on camera and say, I think slave masters were good. They invented cotton presses and all these type of things and just say what slave masters did. It's no different. You're triggered. And what would black people do? Call that person more racist? Oh, we already called you racist, but then when you say something racist, what we're gonna do? What comes after the term? He knows what he did. He just went all the way to the finish line of anti-Semitism. What else do you got for him now? He's anti-Semitic. What else? He don't care about your feelings, or else he wouldn't have said what he said. People know how to trigger you, whether they mean it or not. Like I said at the beginning of this, I thought I wanted subs till yesterday. My live video, I'm very observant at this point. Someone was watching my live video. I said, I was talking about Balenciaga. I uttered the words, quote unquote, homophobia. The view count went down and my sub immediately went down. Someone unfollowed me, unsubbed me for saying, quote unquote, homophobia. I know that that's why it happened because I was looking at my stuff. It went down as I was looking at it. And it was right after I said that. Now, if I was to get on and do a bunch of videos and talk about that subject, I know how to trigger people. If I had a problem with homosexuals, I know exactly what to say to you. I know exactly what to say to you. Any women watching this? Women talk about it all the time. Well, I know how to trigger a guy. I know what to say to crush him. People know what to say to you. Ye just went to the finish line of anti-Semitism. Now what? What you gonna do? Call them anti-Semite? Let's watch these people. Because I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna watch people squirm, and cry. People gonna hate this video because I don't. The reason why I don't have any like remorse or sympathy, or I'm not mad at Ye. First of all, because those comments don't affect anyone's life for real. Not for real, for real. Not really. Even if okay, let's go all the way to the end of it. Ye's at the finish line, so we're going with him. Even if one of your ancestors passed away during the Holocaust or the World War or whichever the two, Ye's comments doesn't change anything in your life. It's not gonna bring them back. It's not gonna change much. You're just triggered. You're just triggered. And he wanted you to be. You think that he didn't know he was pissing people off? You think anybody that gets on camera and says something that outrageous doesn't know that people are going to get mad at it? Whether, listen, whether what he originally said about the control in the media was true or not, all of the people who responded to it and then put action behind their belief made his claim valid, because it was only Jewish people now trying to make his life harder. So whether his original comment was true or not, it became true. And now he's dealing with you the best way he knows how. Piss you off. I keep seeing people saying, how are people going to defend this and make it into a good thing? It ain't a good thing. It's a bad one, and he knew it, and that's why he said it. Are you mad? Is the question. If you are, this is what he wanted from you. Be triggered. Be upset. Now I'm going to quote Ye. Oh my God. Heaven forbid. Stop being so triggered by the internet. Stop being so triggered by people who have never met you, don't know you, ain't met you, won't meet you, won't talk to you. Most of y'all who are mad at Ye's comments, he literally would not speak to you, but you feel like he said something offensive. Not to you, because he wouldn't even talk to you. He knows what he's doing. It's work. It's working. Let's look at these people squirm and cry like little kids over words. I thought sticks and stones could break bones, but words could never hurt people. That was before the internet. That ain't true no more. Words hurt people all the time, and they make themselves be hurt by the words. Let's look at this string. Let's check this out.
It is hard to know where to start when it comes to this InfoWars conversation that was had today about loving Hitler and Nazis. The interview with the artist formerly known as Kanye West was so shockingly anti-Semitic. Our next guest says even Alex Jones, the Sandy Hook denier, squirmed. We welcome back NBC News senior reporter.
Stop. I'm about to piss some people off today, I promise. I think it's funny that they only relate him to Sandy Hook. Here's my thing about that, and I'm not going to say too much about it, but I am going to say this. I watched and seen Alex Jones predict a mass murder before it happened, and he put the month on it, and he put the week on it. So you telling me that he's a conspiracy theorist, if I see him right one time, him being wrong once is not more powerful than him being right once. And I promise you that. So they're trying to act like he's somebody crazy when really he's somebody that's a genius. He probably was wrong about the Sandy Hook, but the fact that he was right before is why he even had the gall to say what he was saying about Sandy Hook and really truly believe that it was a hoax, because he's seen the hoax before. It's not like he made the concept of what they were doing up. Just maybe that particular thing he was wrong about. But he's not crazy like people try to make it seem. But this is our fascist country we live in. But they're mad at someone saying they love Hitler, but they love Hitler. Because people are fascist. They want you to be one way or else. We live in a fascist nation. I don't care what people say.
Ben Collins, he covers disinformation and extremism on the internet, and Jonathan Greenblatt, who unfortunately has been working overtime for the last year, CEO and national director of the Anti-Defamation League. His book is It Could Happen Here, Why.
You know what? I'm about to go off. There's kids around, put them to bed, put the earphones on. If you don't like cussing, mute it. First of all, that guy Greenbaum from the ADL. And the reason why I air quote that is not out of any disrespect for the ADL. It's the fact that it's called the Anti-Defamation League, but you motherfuckers will sit up and ignore what's going on Twitter, aka nigger, to say the home of nigger with a hard ER. You're sifting through all those N-words to say one of the N-words is offending you. But then you name it anti-defamation. You're not anti-defamation, bitch. You're anti-shit that you don't like. You don't care about people being defamed. You only care about people who look like you being defamed, which is okay until you try to make people who don't look like you give a shit. Because people who don't look like you don't give a shit about them. And we know you don't because, bitch, you're talking about Twitter, also known as nigger with a hard ER site. But you offended by something on there, but not that. You can't say nigger. But you offended on that site? Are you offended by all the times you have to scroll past the word nigger? And then you say he's been working overtime in the last year. That in the last year is when this goddamn nigger with a hard ER Twitter became prevalent. But he's working overtime to do what? He needed whatever overtime he's working, they did the money back.
America is tipping from hate to the unthinkable and how we can stop it. And this interview is undeniably vile. Like, you think you couldn't have heard worse things from Alex Jones? And then there was this, that even he had to tell Kanye to dial it.
You think you couldn't have heard worse things from Alex Jones? I heard Alex Jones predict a mass murder before it happened, and it happened right when he said it would happen. You can't hear nothing worse than from Alex Jones, because he's going to tell you why they're killing people in the name of passing laws and Second Amendment and all these things. He's going to tell you how you're a human sacrifice. So you ain't going to hear nothing worse than Alex Jones. You ain't. Because he going to tell you Santa Claus ain't real. So you're not going to hear nothing worse than from him. But it's going to be the truth. People hate that all they want. It's the fact.
It back. What shocked you the most after listening to it all?
I mean, just overtly saying the words, I like Hitler, and Hitler did some good things. Those are relatively verboten even on InfoWars, even on Alex Jones.
I'm laughing because him saying that was a trigger. Like, he woke up. He knew what he was doing. He went to the finish line of anti-Semitism. What else can he say now? What are you going to call him after this? Anti-Semitic? So you already called him already. So that being the most vile thing he said is kind of funny to me. I promise. I'm sorry if this is offensive to you. Whatever. Cut it off.
Show. But, you know, we have reached that breaking point here. Alex Jones even stepped in and said, you know, I don't have anything against Jewish people. I like most Jewish people are good people and all this stuff. He had to step in and qualify statements from one of his guests.
He had to step in because you bully people and try to abuse power when they don't say what you want them to say. He's already been kicked off the internet, so he's trying to be nice. He's trying to play ball. Ye is ending the game. Ye is taking his ball and going home. Ye's slapping somebody for calling a bad call and not giving them the ball. Ye's fighting on the court. Alex Jones is trying to obtain the rules. Ye is slapping somebody in the middle of the game. He's not playing by nobody's rules. He's not playing fair. He's taking it there. You mad about this? I'll make you even more mad about this. And it's a bunch of people who are not going to affect his bottom line mad about it. They're really not. They think they are, but they're not. He don't care.
On InfoWars. Think about that for a second. This was a deeply hateful interview with every. This isn't dog whistling. Every trope that the Nazis pushed about Jewish people in the 20s, 30s. That's where this is at. This was a straight up overt Nazism pushed by Kanye West and very gently pushed back upon from Alex Jones.
I agree. He's right about that. It's overt Nazism. When have you ever seen anybody do that in the history of the world? Nobody. He's doing it for a reason. He's doing it for a reason. And the reason is to piss people off who have tried to make his life a living hell. He's making you mad. Be mad. It's working.
Afraid to even ask you this question. How's the far right reacting to this, Ben?
So some people are against this. They realize it's a red line for a lot of people. For a lot of people, Donald Trump is still an electoral project. And for those people, they realize that they have to get away from this guy, and he's clearly nuclear. This is not a thing you have to align with. But there are obviously parts of 4chan that are very excited about this, saying, find broader talking points without the dog whistles, without alluding to something. He brought them to the forefront. So things we've been saying on the internet, on these anti-Semitic and white supremacist Nazi forums for years. This is coming out of a guy with Grammy's mouths. This is coming out of the mouth of a guy who has millions of Twitter followers, who's aligned himself.
See, I would have to look that up. I ain't never heard nobody say nothing like what he's saying right now. He's talking about people who've been saying it for years. They ain't said it where nobody could see it. And like you said, they got no Grammy.
He says he's running for president. So it's a very scary day. And Steph, I really want to say this very quickly. If we don't step up here, this is a problem. Like, this is, if Donald Trump doesn't get this guy away from him, it's going to be a very rough.
Respectfully, shut your weak ass up. You are stepping up, punk. You're on the internet crying like a little girl. You are stepping up. It's just you're not going to be able to do nothing with him because he's a billionaire and he's been empowered by the same people who he is now actively on a mission to destroy. And they're trying to destroy him. And he's going all in. You can't do it back. So what? What are you going to do? Cancel all of his deals? Already done. Label him anti-Semitic? Already done. Now what? Donald Trump get away from him. So effing what? It's really a joke. Listen. It's really a joke that Trump is the savior of the Republican Party. Who cares if Donald Trump gets away from him? It doesn't even matter. Come on, man. Like, you can't beat the dude with these same methods. Y'all are insane, literally. You're doing the same thing, expecting different results. Trump already disassociated with him. You want him to do it again?
Years here. This is literally Nazism coming out of the mouths of one of the biggest celebrities in the United States.
Yep.
Jonathan, throughout your whole career, your whole life, did you ever think you would be sitting here right now and having a conversation about a major celebrity?
Anti-Defamation League. You are not the head of the Anti-Defamation League, you piece of fucking shit. You sifted through niggers with a hard ER to say one of the niggers with a hard ER offended you by something they said. You stupid motherfucker. I don't respect you. Eat a dick. For real, I have no respect for him. I don't respect him. None.
Publicly saying, I like Hitler.
I mean, Stephanie, to be perfectly honest with you, we've been warning at ADL about the normalization of anti-Semitism for a long time. I've talked with you about it on your show, I think as recently as last week. Well, this is what it looks like. As you said, one of the most popular entertainers in the world.
He's right
telling
about
us that Hitler did some.
I called him a piece of shit. I called him a bitch, all that. But I ain't gonna lie when he's right. He's right about this is what anti-Semitism looks like. But it doesn't look like all the other shit that y'all been trying to say this. It does look like what Ye's doing. Hell yeah, it looks exactly like what Ye's doing. He went all the way to the finish line of it. He's showing you what anti-Semitism really actually is. Not saying that the things that happened to him after what he said are reality. Because that's all he said. And then y'all proved it and are actively proved. Not with this situation. He's earning it now. He's earning everything he got against him. He earned it. So he's right about it. This is what anti-Semitism looks like, but it's not anybody else that you've called that. Well, not anybody else. You know what I'm trying to say. Most of the examples that they've tried to make is not it. This is, though. He's right about that. This is definitely anti-Semitism. For sure. In its rawest form.
And then, by the way, a few hours later, tweeting out a swastika inside a Jewish star. So Jewish people, if they feel alarmed,
people need to do the origin of that swastika. It came from African heritage, but that's neither here nor there. Don't even worry about it.
It's because they are correct. We are seeing something so destructive, so dangerous. This is as scary as it's been, I think, in memory. And when you have people like Nick Fuentes and Kanye West, the most public anti-Semites in a generation, having an audience, and then again, Twitter openly as a platform, allowing them to amplify their intolerance. I mean, in InfoWars, as Ben was.
Shut the fuck up, you bald head bitch. How dare you sit up and say Twitter, or should I say nigger, has amplified hate? You disingenuous bitch. How dare you?
Saying this is not exactly 60 Minutes. I mean, this is the place where Pizzagate, this is the place where Sandy Hook, this is the place where 9/11 conspiracies run amok. And
I swear to God, I'm about to fast forward this dude. I don't want to hear him no more. Pizzagate is a conspiracy. We're fast forwarding this bitch. We are fast forwarding him. We don't want to hear him no more. No. Anything with his face, I don't want to hear it. I don't care. It's good content, good reaction, shit react to, shit we should have heard. Go watch it yourself if you want to hear him. We're not hearing him no more.
Look,
we're done with him.
I mean, I think we do need to acknowledge the fact that many Americans probably couldn't name who our vice president is. Amendments.
Stop. I'm glad I didn't go past that. The reason why many Americans couldn't name who our vice president is because she's probably one of the most she's probably one of the least influential people in our country right now. You don't see her. She pandered for the black vote to get in, but now she's done absolutely a shit job. So you don't know who the vice president is because we don't have one. We don't have one. I want to see her birth certificate. I want to see her DNA certificates. I want to see it all because her sister's full-blood Indian. And she got kids that look like y'all, but apparently she's supposed to be black. And they just say her granddaddy's a Jamaican immigrant. No, a Jamaican immigrant means you came to Jamaica. You're not Jamaican. Her granddaddy, her granddaddy's a full Indian. Her sister's a full Indian. But y'all trying to say she's black. Yeah, okay. I want to see it. Somebody show me, please. So you don't know who the vice president is because the vice president is not even a real person. They tried to say it was a black woman. You got me messed up and you're lying to me.
Constitution. But, look, the Holocaust.
Stop. Please Google her granddaddy, her parents. Look at them. And then try to tell me she's black. You're lying. It's not black. Come on now. What? Black? Stop it.
Holocaust is an ancient history. My grandfather was a Holocaust survivor. Jews being persecuted is an ancient history. My wife came to this country as a political refugee. And so when Kanye, and let me just point out something.
My granddaddy grew up in the Jim Crow South and had to move his family to Michigan to get away from it. We dealt with shit in this country You inconsiderate bitch.
No one should be giving Kanye a pass or an excuse, saying it's Kanye being Kanye, or he has mental illness. Mental illness is not an excuse for anti-Semitism.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Why isn't mental illness an excuse for anti-Semitism? It's an excuse for everything else. Why isn't it an excuse? Why can't mental health be an excuse? I think it is. I think it's a damn good one. If you're not in your, it's an excuse. So mental health could be an excuse for murder, but not saying something you don't like. You can literally plead insanity after killing someone. But if I say something you don't like, it's not an excuse for mental health. Mental health is an excuse. Mental health is an excuse. Mental health is one of the best excuses in the world. Mental health is one of the best excuses on the planet right now. Mental health. We ain't gonna start talking about relationships and all that. Mental health is one of the best excuses you could possibly make for any situation. Mental health. Can't tell me it's not. It is. I promise it is. So I disagree with him on that. And you should too. Because mental health said you literally complete insanity after murdering someone. You can use mental health as an excuse and get off. Mental health. So now offending you is no excuse for mental health. Well, maybe it should, I ain't saying that they should. Well, if something happened to you, mental health is going to be the excuse. So you better be glad that you're around to be offended, because someone could make you not even aware of any of this and then say it was mental health. And when? I don't want to hear none of that.
Mental and the anti-Jewish hate coming at us from all sides, from entertainers, from athletes, from comedians, from entrepreneurs, again, from the former president.
Stop. Now, what EA is doing right now, that whole Hitler Nazi thing, this is anti-Jewish hate. Dave Chappelle's monologue isn't. Kyrie Irving's tweet isn't. Kyrie Irving's response isn't. What Ye said before wasn't. What he's saying now is, you got it. All the way, Andy Simpson. He went to the finish line with it. He did it on purpose. I don't think he really actually believes this stuff he's saying, but that's not an excuse. I don't want it to be an excuse. Nobody's excusing it. I want it to be a bad thing. He wants it to be a bad thing. He wants these people to be mad. He wants Ben Shapiro mad. He wants this guy. Listen, the head of the ADL was pissed. You think Ye didn't wake up happy about it? He doesn't care. He doesn't respect you. He doesn't want you to be happy about it. He wants you to squirm. He knows how to trigger people. And he's doing it to you. And he's doing it on purpose. And he don't care.
I mean, it is beyond alarming. And so I think, again, all of us are just deeply terrified in this moment.
Just deeply terrified.
We certainly are. This is a time when we have to step up and stop it. Ben Collins, thank you so much.
Step up and stop what? How you gonna do that? Step up and stop what? People from saying how they feel? People from saying what they think? How you gonna stop that? Ain't it a First Amendment right for people to do this? Whether you like what's being said or not. Don't people have a right to say it? No, they don't. I know that they don't, but I'm just saying. Rhetorically, that's a question. Because they really don't. And y'all mad at Ye for being anti-Semitic. You're mad at y'all woke up mad at Ye for being anti-Semitic. You were already mad at Ye for being anti-Semitic. I really don't see why or how these comments make him any worse. I've heard racist things from Ben Shapiro. So then when I hear more, it doesn't surprise me. I know how he is. I know what he is. So he can't wake up and say something else. I've been trying to get him to say that the Holocaust was worse than American slavery. I want to hear him say that. if he does say it, it's just going to get him attacked more in the media. It's not going to be any worse. I feel like he already feels that, but I just never heard him say it. I never heard anyone say it. But I feel like people think it, but they don't say it. So if I did hear someone say it, it doesn't make me feel like they're more racist. I feel like, oh, you already felt this. Yeah, he knows exactly what he's doing, yo. Yeah, he knows exactly what he's doing. I got some research for a video I want to put out about how January 6th and the Rich Tick fire was handled exactly the same way. But guess who was the Hitler? Your president. And I know that research is going to piss people off. And when I put it out, I know the people who are going to be upset about it. The left. The left ain't going to like that video because it's making their leader look like the guy that Kanye said he respects. But the problem is that the actions were similar. Some of the responses were similar. People aren't going to want to hear that. But it's true. So all of the people sitting up saying, oh, I wonder how how people are gonna spin this into a good thing. Nobody's gonna spin it into a good thing. It's not. It's a bad thing. He wants it to be. Stop trying to reverse what's going on right here. Ye did an interview to piss people off. Nobody's trying to justify it and say, oh, he really meant this. He wasn't trying to be negative. No, yes, he was. He was trying to be negative. He did it on purpose. This was his goal. This was his mission. I feel like he succeeded. Everyone's mad again. He did a blog with a hated member of society and said one of the most hateful things to people in the world and garnered a reaction. He got what he wanted. He got what he wanted. He put on a whole show. He dressed up in the garb. He said the anti-Semitic tropes. They just said all the tropes. He knows this. He went all the way there. How could somebody labeled as anti-Semitic piss people off even more? Praise Hitler. Praise Hitler. Wouldn't that work? Didn't that work? So y'all mad at somebody who wants you to be mad. You're mad at somebody who wants you to be mad. He didn't say that because he wanted to profess his love to Hitler. He said that because all of the people who would have a problem with his professing his love to Hitler. And anybody that doesn't know that, there's something wrong with you for real. It ain't like no just regular mental health. You're not just bipolar or none something. It's like something deeply wrong with you. And you could be triggered by someone else. The people around you need to watch out for you. Listen to the people talking on that. It sounds so distraught. I was going to show another clip of some black people talking about it, but they just disappointed me. Because why you mad? Why are you mad, black person? I just got a question. Anybody black watching this? Why you mad at that comment? Why you mad at anything he said? Huh? Do you know? I don't think you know. I don't think a black person has an answer to that question for me. You're just mad because you're supposed to be, huh? Because they told you to be mad, huh? I'm not mad at it. I'm mad at the people who keep saying, let's see somebody try to defend this or make it into a good thing. Not defend it and don't want to make it into a good thing. It ain't a good thing. It's a bad thing on purpose. It's someone saying they respect a mass murderer killer. It's no different. One of these days, I'm gonna do a video about Timothy McVeigh. I think people need to re-listen to his reasoning for what he did. Because a lot of what Timothy McVeigh was saying has come back to haunt us. People not going to hear that either. But I would never get on and say, oh, Timothy McVeigh was good. I respect Timothy McVeigh. No. Because I couldn't get away with saying that. Maybe if I was a billionaire, I'd say this shit. But I don't respect Timothy McVeigh, but I just know that a lot of the things he was saying have come back to haunt us. His explanation for why he did what he did, we are living right now. Ye's definition of canceling the cancel culture is similar to Timothy McVeigh's definition of it. It's a little bit too similar. I'm not about to sit up and condone a damn bomber or a murderer. But what we're doing is understanding why did this happen. If you go listen to it, please. If you never heard Timothy McVeigh talk about why he did what he did, go listen. It was a bad thing. It was a horrible thing. His explanation is coming back to haunt us. More people should have been paying attention to why he did what he did instead of just the action. Because it's coming back to haunt us now. We live in a fascist nation. I don't care what y'all talking about. The media makes you feel one way, and if you don't feel that way, then it's a problem. Why I see black people waking up trying to argue about this situation is beyond me. It's not your beef. It's not your beef, black person. It's not. It was your beef when Bill Mayer's weak ass got on camera and said, oh, people act like people. We're going to air quote who it is. People act like slavery started in the 1600s. Well, no, you stupid son of a bitch. We act like that's when people who looked like you brought people who look like me over to this country. So when you talk about American slavery, you stupid little fuck, people do talk about it like it started in the 1600s. Because for a lot of people, it did, you dumb dickhead. And for me, that comment that Bill Mayer made and got a damn laugh track behind it, is offensive as Kanye saying he respects Hitler. That's offensive to me. What Bill Mayer said. Which one of these people he was riding for invented a mic or did anything? You sitting here sucking slave owners' nuts, Bill Mayer. But we want to talk about what's offensive. That's offensive. That's what's offensive. Saying people act like slavery started in the 1600s when it's people who came over on a boat in the 1600s. You stupid, racist fuck. But he said that racist shit, and what happened? People act like racism started in the 1600s. It's not funny, Bill Mayer. It's not funny at all. And this is the country that we live in. Let's see someone try to spin it into a good thing. It ain't a good thing. It's a bad thing on purpose. Let's see people try to spin it into a bad thing. That's what I want. I want you mad. I want you upset. I'm saying I want you mad or upset, but this is his goal for you. This is his goal. He wants you like this. You mad. Or no? I just watched a whole news clip of people calling Ye anti-Semitic. What else is new? We already knew that, right? Remember we knew that? So now what else? This world is weak as hell, man. And people are triggered by someone else telling them. Grow a set. Bottom line. Welcome to being black in America. Nobody give a fuck about your ancestors. Oops. Y'all don't care about ours. Y'all don't give a shit about ours. He said his ancestors came over from respectfully. They did that and were coddled with white only fountains and white restaurants. They came over here and got preferential treatment that you're benefiting from. Get over, man. I ain't got nothing else to say to these people, man. Grow up. Deal with it. What else? And so stop saying people try to somebody spinning into a good. It's not a good thing. It's a bad thing, and deal with it and live with it. Now what? Nothing. Weak ass country, man. Grow the hell up.